I would always hear my mom say that perception is everything, and that statement could not definitely ring truer in my life. It's especially fitting when it comes to setting the tone or the mood for holidays, specifically like Valentine's Day. Here to help us put together an impressive tablescape is Chef Jolie from Low Country Cuisine. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
And I walked in and saw your gorgeous tablescape, and I said I was going to wait to tell you my first compliment. I love that it's not red or pink.
Right, exactly.
Would you say that the perfect thing is like setting the mood as far as deciding, do you think choosing a color scheme first is probably the first thing you need to do?
I think so. As you may know, we work with a lot of bridal clients, catering their weddings. So I get to be a part of a lot of love and creating the romantic mood. So I feel like I'm kind of a love expert when it comes to setting the mood.
I love that.
So there are three key elements when you're setting a table. The first thing is that you, like you said, you want to find a color palette.
Okay.
So I chose this Radiant Orchid and not doing red and pink all over.
Because Valentine's Day is kind of like red and pink through up everywhere.
But let me tell you, if your relationship needs a little bit of passion, you can bring in a little bit of red because red kind of ignites that passion.
Yeah.
But if you need to communicate some nurturing or a little comfort, bring in a little bit of pink.
Yes.
So you can bring in the red and pink, but you don't have to splash it over the whole table.
I love it. And I think the purple's probably more appropriate for a man, too. He's probably going to like it.
Exactly.
Now, you also talk about the lighting in the room needs to be really...
Exactly.
Sadly, we can't dim the lights in here to show y'all the perfect light, but...
Right. Exactly. The second element is lighting. And what we did here is that we did battery-operated candles.
Okay, cool. You guys, can I show these to people? Take a look at these.
And you can pick these up at any craft store or...
And the lights just turn on and off on the bottom.
On the bottom. And
that's also safer in case like things get a little passionate at dinner and you take it elsewhere. You don't forget to blow out the candles. It's not a problem.
Exactly. And one other thing that I want to point out is if you like scented candles, save those for the bedroom.
Because it's going to affect the way everything tastes.
Exactly. You don't want to ruin your palette. So use some vanilla candles or some pumpkin candles. Take those to the bedroom and that'll get things going there.
I love it.
So the last, most important element that I want to bring up is to do something to make it a personal touch.
Okay.
So for example, my wedding, we had roses and we had orchids. And my husband happens to love orchids. So instead of doing just like regular roses, bring in a flower from your wedding.
You hear that, guys? That might be a tip for the men out there listening.
Right, and if you're setting the table for your guy, say he likes golf or something like that, you can take a little napkin and put a little golf tee, or use...
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, or put some golf balls in the bottom of a flower arrangement. So those are the three things. You want to make sure the color palette is communicating what you want to communicate.
Which I love the purple. Don't you love this purple? I think that this really is, just absolutely gorgeous, because I think this is a color we could use again.
Yes, and this is actually the Pantone color of the year. It's called Radiant Orchid.
And after seeing all that red at Christmas, we're probably sick of red. Okay, so first tip was color palette.
Color palette was bring in the appropriate lighting and use some battery-operated candles.
Okay.
And then the second tip is to bring in something that's personal, that's going to be special for the person that you're setting your table for.
Okay. Now, I do want to ask you something that we didn't bring up. How do you feel about music? Do you think music plays a role in the whole aesthetic and feel of the room too?
I definitely do too. I feel the same way. And if the person that you're creating this beautiful table for loves music, then you definitely want to bring in that music element. It'll just make everything taste and look even better.
And feel that, yes. Oh my gosh, so many great tips. Gets me excited for Valentine's Day. And you guys, you're gonna wanna stick around because later in our show, Chef Jolie is gonna feature romantic recipes that you can woo your special someone with. So you can set the table and then you can cook for them. It's a perfect match.